Personalised medicine means treatment that is designed to be tailored to the unique characteristics of the person and the unique characteristics of their particular condition. So each person would have particular features, for example, their age, their physiology, their genetics, and then their disease that they have would also have particular characteristics. And illnesses and diseases manifest differently in different people and have different characteristics, and personalised medicine aims to try to tailor the therapy for a condition to the specific unique characteristics for the person. The way we treat breast cancer has changed. Previously, breast cancer was really considered to be one condition, and there was a standard way to manage it. For example, all women with node-positive breast cancer had a particular treatment recommended. And nowadays we are much more looking at specific characteristics of the person who has the breast cancer and specific characteristics of their breast tumour before we decide how they should be approached from a treatment perspective. So for example, we would categorise women according to their age and their menopausal status, and their treatment would be personalised according to those factors. We would also be looking at their health status, their other medical conditions or things that they might be at risk for. We would be looking at their personal and family history. We would be having a look at the specific characteristics of their tumour. So previously, breast cancer was more or less considered to be one type of cancer. Now we know that there are specific subgroups of tumours that have quite different behaviours, and so we are dividing breast cancers by hormone receptors, so estrogen and progesterone receptor, either the presence or absence of those. We're also looking at how much of the cancer actually expresses the hormone receptor, because not everybody with estrogen receptor positive breast cancer will have exactly the same type of cancer. Some estrogen receptor positive breast cancers will have a lot of estrogen receptors, some will only have a few. We'll also be looking at the HER2 status of a tumour to see whether a tumour is HER2 positive or HER2 negative. And then we will be looking at other characteristics that might be involved, the grade of the tumour, other features to do with the extent of lymph node involvement or the absence of lymph node involvement. And we're going to be trying to craft a specific program for that woman that's based on a number of features that we've looked at. And going forward, there are going to be more and more specific pathology tests that may go into even more detail for tumours, so that personalising the treatment may be possible above and beyond what I've talked about. Personalised medicine has really changed the nature of the breast cancer trials that we do. So when I was first involved in trials with the trials group, there were large trials that enrolled many thousands of women who had quite differing characteristics of their cancer, and women with estrogen receptor positive cancers were mixed together with women who were estrogen receptor negative, or sometimes we didn't even know the estrogen receptor status in the earlier years. We didn't know the HER2 status before that was known to be important, and sometimes women of different menopausal statuses, and they were all mixed together. Nowadays we're increasingly looking at niche trials, and this makes the research more useful, because ultimately we can answer questions better if we have a trial that's tailored to women with a particular type of cancer. But it also makes it more challenging, because for each individual trial, not every woman would be eligible for it, and so it's trying to find the patients, not always women, that would be suited for a particular trial, and there are more niche trials rather than broad, across the board trials. An example of personalised medicine in relation to breast cancer trials would be the Olympia trial, and the Olympia trial is testing whether the addition of an oral tablet after other therapies have been completed would be helpful in reducing breast cancer recurrence. However, the patients that would be suitable for the Olympia trial are those who have breast cancer and those who also carry a BRCA gene mutation. So it's a particularly niche trial because the drug that is being tested, the tablet that is being tested, is something that is likely to be helpful potentially in women that carry this mutation, but is not likely to be helpful in women generally with breast cancer. So it's a particular trial that is personalised medicine. We're also due to embark on a trial later this year called Expert. Expert is a trial where routinely women who've had surgery where they have conserved the breast, it's standard for those women to be recommended to receive radiation. And in the Expert trial, we're looking for women who are 50 years of age or older, and we are going to be studying the particular characteristics of their tumour by a multi-gene assay. And so depending upon the exact genetic makeup of their tumour, we will decide whether women would be suitable for an approach in this trial where women might be randomised to not receive radiation or to receive radiation. So again, not all women 50 years of age or older could participate in the trial, but women whose particular characteristics of their tumour appear suitable by a personalised test will be the women who will be eligible to participate. Another example of personalising trials was the SOFT trial that the group has been involved in. And in the SOFT trial, we were studying premenopausal women with breast cancer, and we were particularly interested in understanding whether it mattered whether the ovaries continued to produce estrogen in women who had estrogen receptor positive breast cancer. Now, previous trials enrolled premenopausal women and gave them chemotherapy and then looked at this question, but we wanted to really personalise things in this trial. So all the women had to have estrogen receptor positive breast cancer, but to participate in the trial, we also had to show that their ovaries were still producing estrogen after their chemotherapy, because many women who started out premenopausal might have chemotherapy and their ovaries might not continue to produce estrogen. So this was an example of trying to make a trial more personalised and studying the particular group who still had functioning ovaries. In that way, we hope to better answer the question which people have struggled to answer over many decades previously. So I think the future of personalised medicine is to try to tailor treatments appropriately to avoid over-treating people and to avoid under-treating people. Because I think at the moment we are getting quite good outcomes in breast cancer, but there are probably people who are being over-treated because we haven't yet worked out all the answers to personalising treatment, and there are some clearly who are being undertreated in the sense that we know some women still have a recurrence of their breast cancer, so trying to continue to tailor our trials and our therapies to try to get that balance perfect is a goal of personalised medicine in terms of breast cancer trials.